Here at AT&T Park, the Kansas City Royals had a lead in the 6th inning, and as Billy Butler told us on SportsCenter earlier on Friday, we get 3, and we have a lead in the 6th. We win. In fact, they are 65-4 when they have a lead after 6 in the regular season. John Kruk, Barry Larkin, and Kurt Schilling. Royals have a 2-1 lead in the series. You figure Madison Bumgarner is going to show up in Game 4. And that's not the case. Bruce Bochy says we stick with Ryan Vogelsong. One of the reasons, perhaps, he's never pitched on 3 days rest. Other reasons, he's thrown a lot of innings this year. Kurt, how do you feel about Bumgarner not starting?
I disagree with their decision. I think Madison wanted the ball. I think, given what I know about him, I think he would have been fine. You're the one pitcher, you're the only starter in this series that is a game changer, and that to me is a big deal.
I certainly understand that, and I would expect our number one on our team wanting to go into the office and try to beg and plead to get that start. But listen, we're talking about Ryan Vogelsong, who just his last outing wasn't very sharp, but before that, he has had a lot of success.
Yeah, and eventually someone's going to have to pitch in that 4th spot in the rotation, whether it's Game 4 or Game 5, because you're never going to bring Peavy or Hudson back on 3 days rest. You wouldn't assume,
right?
But I still would love to see my ace going 3 times.
No Game 4 really means no Game 7 start.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing, is you wipe out a chance for giving the ball for Game 7.
Speaking of wiping out, how about that Royal bullpen? You'll see 4 different guys get big outs in this game. Kelvin Herrera, who came on in the 6th, and was able to get into the 7th.
And, you know, it looked like he struggled with his fastball command, but as Ned Yost said, he calmed down, and this young 21-year-old has just been phenomenal.
Yeah, Finnegan comes in, and he gets a strikeout right there. Brandon Crawford, 3-2. Crawford thinking he has to throw me a strike. He doesn't want to walk me. He bounces a fastball and he swings at it.
And probably 2 of the most dominant relievers. This guy's got probably as dominant stuff as anybody I've ever seen. He's pitching in the upper 90s, got a tremendous breaking ball, and this guy as well. He's a closer. A lot of Rivera in the sense that he pitches. He doesn't throw, he pitches, and that separates both those guys.
The bullpen has been just lights out the entire postseason. They used to be the 3-headed monster. He brings Finnegan, who pitched in the College World Series earlier this year, and now the World Series. Only guy ever to do that in the same year. They've given up 1 hit, this bullpen, in the 2014 World Series, and they have faced 28 batters. And as good as Guthrie was and the relievers have been, they got to throw to somebody. How about Salvador Perez?
Well, we spend all our time, and probably rightly so, talking about Buster Posey as one of the best catchers in the game. This guy is as well. And tonight, there were multiple incidents where I could feel tempo changing, and every time I could feel it, he went to the mound. And it was almost like being on the mound again. Knows his pitchers. No, and that's not saying so. That's 12 guys, 10, 11, 12. He knows them all, calm them down. And then there's a sequence here after this phenomenal play. And this is a Gold Glove play. And again, he's probably one of the more underrated catchers in the game. But when you watch this sequence right here, this will tell you all you need. Now watch him tap his chest. He calls timeout. Wade Davis is 1 and 2, 2 outs. The inning's almost over. Timeout, take a breath. Here's what I want to do. He rethinks the pitch. Now he says, okay, I'm going to go slider. He points to the ground. I want it down, calls it down. Now watch where he puts the glove, and watch where the pitch goes. That's what separates great big league catchers from the rest.
That's communication. That reminds me a lot, as you were sitting here talking about him, Yadier Molina. We've seen Yadier Molina go to the mound and talk to the pitchers. We're seeing that from Salvador Perez as well.
And the confidence to tell the pitcher, bounce a breaking ball with 2 strikes. I don't care if he swings or not. I'm going to block it. You just get it down there where I tell you. Wade Davis executed. He blocks it. Panic. Sit down.
They're not the baby Royals anymore. I mean, you watch them, and the more you watch them on a setting like this, you know, Hosmer can be an all-star. Gordon, all-star. Escobar, great fielder. Catcher, all-star. All 3 relievers, stars.
As young as we want to think, they are young. But I don't think in baseball experience they're young. The Hosmer bat against Lopez tonight was probably one of the better bats. We talked about how he battled. They do a lot of things that young baseball players don't do. But again, that's why they're playing. They're up 2 games to 1 in the World Series.
They're young, but they're not naive.
No,
and there certainly is a difference.
No.
And talent wins out too.
Talent does help to have, no doubt about it.